Hi kids, in today's video we are going to start with a very important topic of grammar, which is figures of speech. So let's start. Kids, before we start with the concept of figures of speech, we need to identify the difference between parts of speech and figures of speech. So as we have already know that we have commonly heard about parts of speech, that there are 9 parts of speech such as noun, verb, pronoun, adverb, adjectives, conjunctions, interjections, prepositions, and so on. We can say that parts of a speech is any element of a sentence without which you cannot complete it. Whereas figures of speech are these figures are used to figure out or emphasize the exaggerated meaning of a sentence, such as simile, metaphor, personification, imagery, and so many others. So let's start what simile is. A simile is a figure of speech in which like or as is used to make a comparison between two ideas that are basically dissimilar. So here we need to highlight important facts related to simile, that we use like or as to compare things, and simile is used to make a comparison between two ideas that are basically dissimilar. So what we can say, that simile is a comparison between two dissimilar things using like or as. We use like or as to compare two dissimilar ideas together, such as her eyes twinkle like stars. Eyes can never be stars, but eyes are compared here using the word like with the stars. She was as busy as a bee, even though a girl or a woman can never be a bee, but she, the living human being, has been compared with a very dissimilar thing, an insect, bee. Here you can see as and like have been used to compare two dissimilar things. Number 2 is metaphor. If we write a comparison between two things and omit the word like, then we are using a metaphor. So here in simile we use these two words like or as for a comparison between two dissimilar things. Similarly, metaphor is the same thing, only difference is that we do not use like or as, such as we can say he proved a line in the fight, or he proved to be a line in the fight. Here we are not using any like or as. His heart is red rose. No as or like, but it is a comparison between two dissimilar things. That's why it is a metaphor. Personification. It is a figurative language technique where an object or idea is given human characteristics or qualities. When the idea being compared or highlighted is not human, but the characteristics of human or qualities is being given to the object, such as the candle flame danced in the dark. Candle flame can never dance. It's a human quality. The sunflowers nodded in the wind. Nod, nodding your head is a human characteristics given to the flowers. So we can say that in personification, when humanly characteristics are given to an object or idea, such as candle flame danced, sunflowers nodded. Then imagery. Imagery is the construction of details used to create mental images in the mind of reader through the visual sense as well as the senses of touch, smell, taste and sound, such as huge trees in the thick and dark forest, the rustling of leaves, scent of apples, sweet and juicy oranges, rugged and rough path. So these all adjectives such as huge, just to visualize how huge the trees would be. The rustling of leaves, what would be the sound? Scent of apples, the yummy smell we can feel. Sweet and juicy oranges, even we are having a mouth water. Rugged and rough path, we can feel it. So this is related to your mental image when you create a mental image in the mind of the reader. So we have just learned about figures of speech, that they are used to figure out the specific meaning in the sentence. We learned about simile, that it is a comparison between two dissimilar things using the word like or as. Then we learned about metaphor. It is just like simile, but we do not use the word like or as. However, it is again the comparison between two dissimilar things. We learned about personification, that it is a technique where human characteristics or qualities are given to an object or idea, such as candle flame dancing, such as sunflowers nodding. Imagery is related to the mental image that should be created in the mind of the reader. Means the writer is supposed to use such words as huge, rustling, scent, sweet, juicy, rugged, and rough, that the reader would be able to visualize the concept. Here we have been given a list of few similes, metaphors, and personifications. What we need to do is we need to identify them using their symbols: S for simile, M for metaphor, and P for personification. So let's try out. Time is money. It is a dissimilar comparison without the word like or as, so it is a metaphor. We can write M over here. Then as busy as a bee, as and a two comparison between two things that are dissimilar. This is a simile. Next is the wind whispered the rumors of the forest. Wind whispered. Whispering is the human characteristic. This is personification. As gentle as a lamb. Simile. The sorry engine wheezed its death cough. Death cough. Cough is human characteristics. It's personification. The heart of lion. It's a metaphor. The apple of my eye. Metaphor. But because it is all comparison. As cunning as a fox. Simile. Brown grass was begging for water. Begging is human characteristics, personification. As wise as an owl. Simile. Blanket of snow. Metaphor. As black as a crow. Simile. So, we just learnt about similes, metaphors, and personifications as well as imagery. Here we just tried to exercise finding and identifying between these three: simile, metaphors, and personification. I hope you understood and enjoyed the video. I'll be back with some more concepts like this. Till then, take care of yourselves. Bye.